The awakening, when you finally take yourself seriously. Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you will shatter everything you thought you knew about success. Without taking yourself seriously, truly and unconditionally seriously, every dream you've ever had will remain exactly that, a dream. This isn't a motivational cliché. This is cold, unforgiving truth, the kind that slaps you awake at 3 in the morning when you realize you've been sleepwalking through your own life. You can grind until your bones ache. You can sacrifice sleep, weekends, relationships. But if you don't recognize your own worth, if you don't demand excellence from yourself, success will forever dance just beyond your fingertips, mocking you. Let's shatter some illusions right now. Success isn't mystical. It doesn't belong to the chosen few blessed by fortune. It's not hiding, waiting for the stars to align. Success erupts the precise moment you decide, no, when you commit with every fiber of your being to take yourself seriously. This is a mindset, a deliberate, calculated approach to showing up in your own life. Too many brilliant people squander years trapped in motion without movement, working tirelessly yet directionless, talented yet unfocused, passionate yet lacking the one ingredient that transformed potential into power, self-respect. They wait, God, how they wait for permission, for validation, for someone else to crown them worthy. But here's what they miss. Those opportunities they're praying for are being forged right now by the actions you choose to take or neglect. Most people hemorrhage their lives chasing external validation, drowning in the deafening noise of comparison, letting other people's journeys eclipse their own inner compass. They surrender to the pressure, the opinions, the soul-crushing weight of other people's expectations. But success isn't out there. It has never been out there. It starts within. If you can't take yourself seriously, you'll never unlock the volcanic potential dormant inside you. You'll miss the chance to architect your own destiny, to lead yourself with unwavering conviction, to achieve greatness on terms that actually matter, your terms. The chasm separating those who succeed from those who struggle isn't talent. It's not luck. It's not connections. It's the ability to recognize your inherent worth and seize complete responsibility for your actions. Success isn't just what you do. It's how you approach what you do and the mental architecture you construct along the way. People who consistently achieve their goals don't hope for success. They don't wish for it. They engineer it. They understand that achievement is built on an unshakable foundation, the belief that they deserve success and possess the power to manifest it. In the next hour, we're going to dismantle your old mindset and reconstruct it into something unstoppable. You're not waiting for success to discover you anymore. You're going to build it with your bare hands. This isn't a quick fix. It's a relentless journey of growth, radical responsibility, and iron discipline. You'll discover how to identify the habits that magnetize you toward your goals and begin taking small, consistent actions that trigger massive transformations. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need more time. The right time is now, this moment. Success begins when you decide to seize control, take yourself seriously, and make deliberate choices aligned with your deepest ambitions. Most people spend entire lifetimes chasing success without grasping what it truly means. They believe success is about external trophies, the promotion, the money, the recognition. But the truth cuts deeper. Success begins from within. It's dangerously easy to become hypnotized by everyone else's highlight reel, obsessively measuring your progress against theirs. This external fixation blinds you to where real power resides, within. Without the right mindset, all the hard work in the universe will only carry you so far. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it. Do you face challenges believing you can conquer them? Or do you shrink from difficulty because you've convinced yourself you're not capable? Do you view setbacks as launching pads for growth? Or do you brand them as failures? Your answers to these questions carve your path. The truth is brutal. The biggest obstacle to success often isn't external circumstances. It's the mindset we carry like invisible chains. If you don't believe you deserve success, if you don't believe in your own potential, you'll sabotage yourself before you even start. This is the silent assassin that keeps most people from reaching their full potential. The first step toward success is understanding this foundational truth. Your thoughts shape your reality. Your mindset determines how you approach challenges, process setbacks, and respond to opportunities. This principle is elegantly simple, yet devastatingly profound. If you want to succeed, you must believe you are capable of success. Success isn't about waiting for perfect circumstances or ideal timing. It's about showing up every single day, ready to take action, believing you have what it takes to make things happen. This means releasing the limiting beliefs that have been strangling you. It means challenging the vicious voices whispering, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do it." The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented or luckiest. They're the ones who believe in themselves when the odds are stacked like a tower against them. They show up day after day with the mindset that success is possible, regardless of the obstacles. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a cliff. Below you stretches a vast valley. Before you lies a narrow path leading to the other side. The journey looks treacherous, and it feels like you might plummet at any moment. But here's the catch. This path is the only way forward. Now imagine you hesitate. You stand there, paralyzed by fear, questioning whether you're strong enough to make it. Your thoughts scream that the journey is impossible, that you'll never reach the other side. You feel your knees buckle as doubt floods your mind. But what if you believed you were strong enough to cross that path? What if you trusted yourself to handle whatever came your way? The path would still be treacherous, but your mindset would transform the journey. You'd move forward with unshakable confidence, knowing that obstacles are just temporary challenges to overcome. This is the raw power of belief. When you believe in yourself, you're not afraid to face challenges head on. You trust that no matter what happens, you'll discover a way to succeed. The path becomes less intimidating because you know you have what it takes to cross it. The most critical shift you need to make is this. Stop thinking of success as something that happens to you and start thinking of it as something you create. The first step to creating success is rewiring your internal dialogue. When you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts, telling yourself you're not good enough or that success is beyond your reach, stop right there. Challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is this thought propelling me forward? When you notice a negative thought creeping in, acknowledge it. Don't try to ignore it. Just notice it and accept that it's there. Then ask yourself if the thought is true. Where's the evidence for it? More often than not, these negative thoughts are rooted in fear, not reality. Once you've challenged the negative thought, replace it with something empowering. Instead of "I'll never be able to do this," tell yourself, "I have everything I need to succeed. I will find a way." The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to shift your mindset. It's not about eradicating negative thoughts completely. It's about learning to challenge them and choosing to focus on empowering thoughts that propel you forward. Your success begins with the way you think. Your mindset shapes how you approach every challenge, every opportunity, every obstacle. When you believe in yourself, when you take yourself seriously, you begin to see the world differently. The path ahead might still be difficult, but you'll know that no matter what, you're capable of overcoming it. Success is not something that happens by chance. It's something you create every single day, starting with the thoughts you choose to believe. In the journey to success, mastering your emotions is just as critical as mastering your skills. Our emotions orchestrate our decisions, influence our behavior, and ultimately determine the outcomes of our efforts. Imagine you're in the middle of a crucial meeting and something derails. Your heart races. Your mind spins out of control. Before you know it, you're reacting emotionally, not thinking clearly. You feel the anger, frustration, or anxiety commandeer your body, and you might even say or do something in the heat of the moment that you'll regret later. Most people, when faced with pressure, allow their emotions to hijack their reactions. Whether it's anger, frustration, fear, or stress, emotions often drive us to act impulsively, clouding our judgment and sabotaging our ability to think rationally. Emotional reactivity can undermine your success by preventing you from making sound decisions, leading to disastrous outcomes. When you're driven by emotions instead of logic, you're reacting to life rather than responding to it. This is the critical difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Successful people learn to control their emotions, whereas unsuccessful people let their emotions control them. Emotions are a natural part of being human. They are neither inherently good nor bad. They are simply signals alerting us to something happening in our environment or within ourselves. The mistake people make is thinking that their emotions are commands, that they must act on every emotional impulse that arises. This is where emotional mastery enters, learning to separate the feeling from the action. Emotions are signals, not commands. When you learn to view your emotions as signals, you can respond to them in a more controlled and thoughtful way. Instead of being overwhelmed by anger or fear, you can pause, reflect, and decide how to react in a way that aligns with your goals and values. When you feel anxious before a big presentation, you can acknowledge the anxiety without letting it paralyze you. Rather than avoiding the situation or letting your fear dictate your behavior, you can choose to harness that energy, channel it into focus, and deliver your best performance. Emotional mastery means you don't suppress your emotions or ignore them. You acknowledge them and use them as information to make better decisions. By recognizing emotions for what they are, signals of internal states, you can prevent them from running the show. Imagine you're driving through a congested city and suddenly a car cuts you off. Your first instinct is to get angry. You feel the blood rush to your head. Your grip tightens on the steering wheel. Your heart beats faster. But then you take a deep breath and recognize that you have a choice. You can either react emotionally and let that anger drive you, or you can pause, acknowledge the emotion, and let it go. Picture yourself making the choice to pause. You acknowledge the anger, but instead of acting on it, you choose to remain calm. You let the feeling pass, and soon you realize that the situation no longer has any power over you. You've taken back control. You're not at the mercy of your emotions. You've chosen how to respond. The first step in emotional mastery is learning to pause before you react. When you feel an emotion rising, take a moment to breathe. Focus on your breath for a few seconds. This simple pause allows you to step back and gain perspective on the situation before reacting impulsively. Instead of being overwhelmed by your emotions, label them. Identify what you're feeling, whether it's anger, fear, frustration, or excitement. Naming the emotion helps you detach from it and understand what's happening within you. Once you name it, you can respond to it more consciously. Often, our emotional reactions come from how we interpret a situation. Practice reframing the way you view stressful or negative situations. Instead of seeing a challenge as a threat, view it as an opportunity to grow. Reframing helps you shift from a fear-based response to a growth-based response. Self-discipline is one of the most powerful qualities you can cultivate on your journey to success. It's the ability to remain laser-focused on your goals, follow through on your commitments, and make decisions that align with your long-term vision, even when faced with distractions, temptations, or moments of crushing doubt. Think back to the last time you set a goal or started a new project. You were electrified, bursting with energy, consumed by motivation. But as time marched on, the excitement evaporated. The initial burst of motivation that propelled you to start began to dwindle. Maybe you found yourself procrastinating, manufacturing excuses, or simply losing focus. You told yourself you'd get back on track, but each time you tried, it became harder to maintain the momentum. This is the brutal struggle that many people face when it comes to self-discipline. It's intoxicatingly easy to start something, but staying consistent, especially over the long haul, is where most people crumble. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't lies in their ability to stay disciplined when motivation vanishes into thin air. Without self-discipline, even the most audacious goals can remain eternally out of reach. The truth is, self-discipline is not about forcing yourself to work hard when you feel motivated. It's about making a sacred commitment to yourself and honoring it regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's about doing what needs to be done even when it's uncomfortable, inconvenient, or when your mind whispers that it's okay to skip it just this once. Self-discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the unstoppable force that pushes you to keep going even when it's agonizing. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. You can have the best ideas, the most ambitious goals, and the perfect plan, but without self-discipline, none of it matters. Discipline is what transforms thoughts into actions and actions into results. It's not about waiting for the right motivation. It's about creating the habit of consistency. When you build self-discipline, you don't need motivation to get started. You've already developed the habit of doing the work regardless of how you feel. Imagine a person who works out every single day, no matter what. They don't always feel like it, and some days are brutally harder than others, but they've made an ironclad commitment to themselves to show up every day. Over time, their bodies become stronger, their energy levels skyrocket, and their overall health transforms. What started as a small daily habit has now become a powerful routine that has revolutionized their life. Now, imagine this person's life beyond fitness. Maybe they want to master a new skill, build a business, or write a book. The same principles apply. Every day they show up, do the work, and stay disciplined. Over time, the results compound. What once seemed impossible becomes achievable simply because they have built the habit of consistency. The power of self-discipline lies in its ability to create a snowball effect. Every small act of discipline adds up over time, creating unstoppable momentum that carries you forward. In the beginning, it may feel like little progress is being made, but as time passes, the compound effect of your daily efforts leads to extraordinary results. Start with small, manageable habits that you can easily commit to. If your goal is to get fit, start by working out for 10 minutes a day, then gradually increase the time as you build the habit. Create a structured routine that keeps you on track. Whether it's waking up early, setting aside time for focused work, or carving out time for self-care, a routine ensures that you are consistently moving toward your goals. One of the most powerful aspects of self-discipline is learning to say no to distractions and temptations. Whether it's social media, unnecessary meetings, or time-wasting activities, being able to say no and stay focused on what matters is essential for long-term success. Self-discipline often involves doing things that are uncomfortable or difficult. Whether it's waking up early to work on your goals or pushing through a tough workout, embracing discomfort is part of the process. The more you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, the stronger your discipline will become. Procrastination is one of the most common barriers to success. It's the insidious habit of delaying important tasks, often due to fear, uncertainty, or a lack of motivation. What starts as a small delay turns into a major roadblock. The more you procrastinate, the harder it becomes to start, and the more excuses you manufacture. You might tell yourself that you'll get started tomorrow or that you'll work better under pressure. But the truth is, procrastination is a form of avoidance. It's a way of avoiding discomfort or fear, even if it means sacrificing long-term success. The biggest danger of procrastination is that it steals your time and keeps you from reaching your potential. Every day you delay your goals, you're giving away valuable opportunities for growth and achievement. The longer you wait, the more distant your dreams become, and the harder it is to regain momentum. Action overcomes resistance. The hardest part of any task is getting started. Once you take that first step, the momentum begins to build, and the task no longer feels as overwhelming. The key to beating procrastination is not to wait for the perfect moment or for motivation to strike. It's about taking immediate, small steps toward your goal. When you break down big tasks into manageable chunks, the fear and resistance you feel start to fade. You begin to see progress, and that progress fuels more action. A powerful strategy for overcoming procrastination is the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. Once you start, you'll often find that it's easier to keep going. By committing to small bursts of action, you reduce the mental resistance that comes with starting, and before you know it, you've made significant progress. Imagine you're sitting at your desk facing a massive to-do list. The thought of completing everything feels overwhelming, so you decide to take action with the 5-minute rule. You pick one task that has been hanging over you for days and set a timer for 5 minutes. At first, it feels uncomfortable, but as you dive in, you realize that the task isn't as hard as you thought. The more you work on it, the easier it becomes. In no time, 5 minutes turns into 15 minutes, and then 30. You're no longer feeling paralyzed by the size of the task. You're building momentum. Every small step you take creates a sense of accomplishment that drives you forward. What once seemed impossible is now within reach simply because you took the first step. One of the main reasons we procrastinate is because the task feels too big. Break your tasks into smaller, more manageable parts. Instead of writing an entire report, start by writing one paragraph. Instead of cleaning the entire house, focus on one room. Small, specific goals are easier to tackle and don't feel as overwhelming. Procrastination is often fueled by distractions. To stay focused, remove anything that could divert your attention from the task at hand. Turn off your phone, close unnecessary browser tabs, or move to a quiet space where you can focus. Setting a deadline for yourself helps create a sense of urgency. It prevents you from pushing tasks aside indefinitely. When you have a clear time frame, you are more likely to take action and complete the task. Having a clear vision of your goals is one of the most important components of success. Without clear goals, it's easy to drift through life without a sense of direction or purpose. Many people go through life with vague ideas of what they want, but they never take the time to define clear, actionable goals. They might have an idea of wanting to be successful, wanting to be healthier, or wanting to be wealthy. But without a clear plan, these desires remain nothing more than wishes. The danger of having undefined goals is that they lack clarity. When you don't have specific goals to work toward, it becomes easy to get distracted by the demands of everyday life, or to give up when faced with challenges. Clarity is the first step to achieving anything. When you set clear, specific goals, you create a roadmap that makes it easier to stay focused and take consistent action. Clarity brings direction, and with direction, it's much easier to move forward. Instead of saying, "I want to get in shape," set a clear goal like, "I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months by exercising 4 times a week and following a healthy eating plan." This goal is specific, measurable, and time-bound. It gives you a clear target to aim for, and it makes it easier to break down the steps required to reach it. Imagine you're standing in front of a large map. The map is filled with different destinations, routes, and options. But unless you know where you want to go, the map is essentially useless. You might be able to wander around aimlessly, but you won't reach a specific destination unless you've marked it on the map. Now, imagine you've decided on a specific destination. You've plotted your route, identified the key stops along the way, and know exactly what you need to do to reach your goal. The map is no longer overwhelming. It's now a clear guide that helps you take the right steps to get where you want to be. Your goal should be clear and unambiguous. The more specific your goal, the easier it is to focus on it. You need a way to track your progress. Without a measurable goal, it's impossible to know when you've reached it. Your goals should be realistic and attainable. It's important to set goals that challenge you, but they should also be within your capacity to achieve. Your goal should be meaningful to you and aligned with your values. If your goal isn't relevant to your life or your purpose, you'll struggle to stay motivated. Set a deadline for achieving your goal. Without a time frame, there's no sense of urgency, and it becomes easier to procrastinate. Habits are the foundation of long-term success. The actions you take every day, whether big or small, shape your life and determine the results you achieve. We all have bad habits, whether it's procrastination, overeating, negative self-talk, or spending too much time on social media. These habits can slowly erode our potential for success. The challenge with bad habits is that they often feel harmless at first. They're easy to slip into, and they provide instant gratification. But over time, these small, seemingly insignificant actions add up and prevent us from reaching our full potential. Bad habits can derail our progress without us even realizing it. They often become ingrained in our daily routines, making them difficult to break. When you allow bad habits to take root in your life, they begin to take control, influencing your decisions and keeping you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. The key to overcoming bad habits is to recognize their impact and take proactive steps to replace them with habits that move you closer to your goals. The habits you cultivate today will determine your success tomorrow. Your daily habits create the foundation for your life. While it may seem that your current actions don't have an immediate impact, the truth is that your habits shape the trajectory of your life in profound ways. Consider the difference between someone who wakes up at 5 in the morning and works out every day, and someone who hits the snooze button repeatedly. The person who wakes up early has built the habit of discipline, which eventually leads to better physical health, more energy, and a sense of accomplishment. Over time, this habit becomes a part of who they are, shaping their identity as someone who values health and consistency. On the other hand, someone who regularly hits snooze is reinforcing the habit of procrastination. While it may seem harmless at first, this small action compounds over time, leading to a pattern of delaying important tasks and missing out on opportunities. Imagine a stone cutter working at a rock. Each time they strike the stone, they make a small chip, but the stone remains largely unchanged. After one strike, the stone may appear untouched. After 100 strikes, it may still look the same. But over time, with thousands of strikes, the stone begins to take shape. Slowly but surely, the stone is shaped into something beautiful. This is the power of habits. At first, your actions may seem small, and the changes may be difficult to see, but with consistent effort, habits build on one another, creating significant lasting change. Whether it's working on a business, writing a book, learning a new skill, or improving your health, consistent action over time will lead to monumental results. Start with one small habit that you can commit to daily. Whether it's waking up 10 minutes earlier to plan your day, exercising for 15 minutes a day, or reading for 20 minutes a day, begin with something manageable. Once that habit is solidified, you can add more. Make your habits non-negotiable. This means committing to your habits no matter what. If you want to be successful, you have to create a no-excuses mindset and treat your habits as essential, not optional. Tracking your habits helps you stay accountable and motivated. When you can visually see your progress, it reinforces the idea that your actions are leading to results. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going even when things don't go as planned. It's a critical component of success because failure is not a matter of if, but when. Everyone faces setbacks, makes mistakes, and encounters obstacles along their journey. The key to long-term success lies in how we respond to these challenges. For many people, the fear of failure is so overwhelming that it prevents them from even trying. This fear can hold you back from taking risks, trying new things, or stepping outside your comfort zone. The idea of failing, of not meeting expectations, can be paralyzing. Many people choose to play it safe, stick to what they know, and avoid any situation where they might fail. But the truth is, failure is inevitable. No matter how successful you become, you will face challenges. The question is not whether you will fail, but how you will handle failure when it comes. The fear of failure can keep you from reaching your true potential. It can cause you to avoid opportunities, delay important decisions, and live in a state of constant doubt. The good news is that failure doesn't have to be the end of the road. It can be a stepping stone to greater success. Failure is part of the journey, not the end. Every setback, mistake, or challenge is an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. Instead of viewing failure as a defeat, see it as a lesson that brings you closer to your goal. Many of the world's most successful people have failed multiple times before achieving their ultimate success. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. J.K. Rowling's manuscript was rejected by dozens of publishers before becoming a global phenomenon. They didn't let failure define them. They used it as fuel to push forward. Success is not the absence of failure. It is the ability to persist in the face of failure. Building resilience means developing the capacity to keep going even when things don't go as planned. It's about cultivating the mental toughness that allows you to view challenges as opportunities rather than roadblocks. Imagine a tree growing in a forest. The tree faces countless challenges: harsh weather, lack of sunlight, soil that may not be ideal. Despite these challenges, the tree continues to grow. It may bend in the wind, lose leaves in the fall, or struggle to find water during a drought, but it never stops trying to reach for the sky. This is the power of resilience. Just like the tree, you will face difficult circumstances, but it's your ability to keep growing, to keep reaching for your goals, that determines your success. Instead of seeing failure as something negative, reframe it as a learning experience. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me improve? Every failure contains a lesson that, when embraced, brings you one step closer to success. Resilient people are kind to themselves when they fail. They don't beat themselves up or dwell on their mistakes. Instead, they acknowledge that they are human and that failure is a normal part of the learning process. One of the keys to resilience is remembering that setbacks are temporary. Even in the face of failure, remind yourself that this moment is just a small part of the larger journey. Keep your eyes on the bigger picture and trust that every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth. Success isn't a result of one big action. It's the culmination of consistent efforts over time. We've all experienced the excitement of starting something new. Whether it's a project, a fitness routine, or a business idea, the initial spark of motivation feels like a rush. You start strong, fully committed with big plans in place. But as time passes, the enthusiasm fades and it becomes easy to skip one day here, miss a deadline there, or delay making progress because you feel tired or overwhelmed. Slowly, what started with great potential begins to lose momentum. Inconsistent effort is the killer of progress. When you start and stop repeatedly, it's like taking 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. Over time, this inconsistency leads to stagnation. You'll find yourself stuck in the same place, unable to break free from the cycle of starting over again and again. The gap between where you are and where you want to be widens, leaving you feeling frustrated and discouraged. The pain of inconsistency is that it prevents you from making real progress. It's the reason many people never achieve their goals. They start, but they don't follow through. Consistency is the secret to achievement. No matter how grand your vision or how powerful your goals, they will remain out of reach unless you take consistent action toward them. The key to long-term success is not sporadic bursts of effort, but the steady, persistent actions you take each day, no matter how small they may seem. The process of working toward your goals every day is where the magic happens. The small, seemingly insignificant actions you take each day compound over time to create significant change. The trick is to keep going even when you don't see immediate results. It's about committing to the long haul and trusting that your efforts will eventually pay off. Imagine you're building a house. Each brick represents a small action you take toward your goal. At first, you only have 1 or 2 bricks, and the house seems far from completion. But day after day, you continue to lay brick after brick. Eventually, those small actions start to build on one another, and before you know it, the house starts to take shape. What seemed like a slow process is now a tangible structure that's growing stronger and more defined with every brick you add. This is the power of consistent action. Even when the results aren't immediately obvious, your efforts are laying the foundation for future success. A daily routine provides structure and consistency. It helps you prioritize your goals and ensures that you're taking action every day, even when motivation is low. Schedule time each day for the tasks that move you closer to your goal, and treat it like a non-negotiable commitment. Large tasks can feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination. Instead, break them down into smaller, more manageable steps. Focus on one task at a time and take small actions each day. Tracking your progress is a powerful motivator. It gives you a visual representation of how far you've come and helps you see that your actions are paying off. The first step toward success is taking yourself seriously. This means shifting your mindset and believing that you are capable of achieving great things. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you commit to showing up every day and making deliberate decisions that align with your long-term vision. When you take yourself seriously, you stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making the moment perfect through consistent action. Master your emotions, how to acknowledge, manage, and use them to your advantage rather than letting them control you. Emotions are powerful signals that can guide your decisions, but only if you learn to respond thoughtfully and not react impulsively. Building self-discipline is essential to long-term success. It's not about forcing yourself to work harder. It's about committing to consistency and doing the right things even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. Self-discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades, and it is the bedrock upon which success is built. It's the small, disciplined actions you take daily that compound over time and lead to extraordinary results. Procrastination stems from fear, doubt, and a lack of clarity. By taking small, manageable steps, breaking tasks down, and focusing on immediate action, you can overcome procrastination and stay focused on what matters most. Action overcomes resistance. The more you act, the easier it becomes to take the next step. Setting clear and actionable goals is another key principle. Success is not random. It's the result of having a clear vision and a structured plan. Your goals are the map that guides you on your journey. And by breaking them down into actionable steps, you can steadily move toward your destination. Building positive habits is what makes success sustainable. It's not about making big, dramatic changes all at once. It's about small, consistent actions that become second nature over time. The habits you build today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Resilience is what enables you to face failure with courage and bounce back stronger each time you fall. Failure is inevitable, but it doesn't have to be the end of the road. Every failure is a lesson that brings you closer to your goal. Building resilience means learning to embrace failure as part of the journey, not as a sign of defeat. When you persist through challenges, you grow stronger and more capable of achieving your dreams. Success doesn't happen overnight, but through small, deliberate steps taken every day. It's the compound effect of consistent action that leads to monumental change. By focusing on daily progress and evaluating your actions regularly, you ensure that you stay on the right path toward your goals. Now that you have the tools, the strategies, and the mindset to succeed, it's time to take action. The journey ahead won't always be easy, but with these principles, you're equipped to face any challenge that comes your way. Stay focused, stay committed, and remember that success is not defined by a single moment. It's the result of consistent effort, resilience, and the choices you make each day. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who is willing to take action, learn from their failures, and keep moving forward. The only thing standing between you and your success is the commitment to take consistent action toward your goals. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Keep believing in yourself. Take action every day and never stop growing. Your journey to success starts right now.